Time to let it fly. Time to let it fly. Time to let it fly. On, let it fly. Time to...
The 2K Sports pregame show.
This is 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson here, joined by the great Shaquille O'Neal.
Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet?
Welcome, basketball fans, to a very... And before this game gets going, let's...
Well, guys,
Thank you, David. And Chris, still early in the season, is the pecking order of teams still up in the air, or is it starting for you to lock in?
Well, it starts to lock in for a couple of teams. Those teams that you see start off with those good records, 9-1, 10-2. Those elite teams that you see on each coast that kind of have their own mission. For everyone else, it's a little bit different. The pecking order, the fighting now, the jockeying really starts to get into right now. So that first 20 games, you establish who you are, your identity, and then the next 20, you're fighting to continue to keep that identity or improve it. So don't worry about wins and losses. Those other teams are going to separate, but can you just stay in the middle of the pack and improve and hopefully make your move when the playoffs come?
Let's check out Chicago's starting lineup. Mirotić at the power forward with Lopez in the middle. Levine is out there with Grant. And it's Wade in at the small forward. Now here's Wade following the miss by LaMarcus Aldridge. Mirotić against Aldridge. Mirotić dishes to Wade. Mirotić the screen. Wade kicks to Grant. His three-pointers off the mark. And here are the Spurs. They put up a nice win against the Bucks the last time out.
Really an intimidating style of defense. I mean, they challenged everything at the rim, and that led them to victory.
That was a big-time block party. Even several shots they didn't even get a hand on were effective.
The San Antonio Spurs able to put the first points up on the board. To the inside, here's Wade. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
Wade is super efficient in the paint. He's clever at finding ways to score around the rim.
It's Aldridge penetrating. Aldridge can't get that one to fall. Bulls have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. And the foul called on Danny Green. That is his first foul of the game. Little over a minute 30 into this first quarter. Lopez a screen, and the call will be against Tony Parker. That's his first foul. Knocked loose. One-on-one here. Here's Gasol. No good. Some solid defense from Grant.
Well, the big story from the Bulls last offseason was trading Jimmy Butler. It had to be. He had strife with the front office, problems with players. Both sides seem to want to move on.
Chicago shooting their first shots from the free throw line tonight.
And they've shot the ball well this season in terms of their attempts, 81%.
Lopez. Now, this guy, he's a reliable role player, a stiff defender, and an intelligent shooter as well.
Now, here's Green after Dwayne Wade's miss, and he gets it to go. Chris, as you said, the strength of this Bulls team last season came from Wade and Butler. And speaking of Wade, what better a player to act as a mentor for this team than Dwayne Wade?
Well, it's hard to get fair value for a guy like Butler. It was clear that Chicago needed to mix things up. Now, Levine, I really like his game. He can really help this team, and they, marketing, that's decent.
Nailed from three-point land. Wade's got his second basket of the night.
You better at least get a hand up on Wade. I mean, he's more than capable of bearing the triple.
And it's sent back by Lopez. Levine kicks to Mirotić. And it's sent back by Aldridge. Parker with the steal. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. That's on Dwayne Wade.
And how about the evolution of Leonard's game over time? From role player to full-fledged star. A dynamite also defensively.
So San Antonio going with an almost entirely new group here. Laverne, he's checked in for Gasol. Gay comes in for LaMarcus Aldridge. Manu Ginobili, he's checked in for Danny Green. And it's Mills in for Tony Parker. The Bulls also changing it up. Markkanen, he's checked in for Lopez. Portis comes in for Mirotić. And Justin Holiday subbed in for Jaren Grant. And Levine, here we go. Got a piece of it. an even 3-on-3 break. Laverne passes to Mills. He dishes it to Ginobili. It's Gay on the wing. It's deflected. Leonard, his second shot goes in, off to a good start, 2 for 2.
And he's got the athleticism and strength to be a powerful presence inside. Leonard never afraid to get in and mix it up down low. Well, you have to like their work on the boards, Kevin, particularly here to start the game.
Here's Ginobili. Another shot. And there's the call on Ginobili. That is his first foul of the game. Kyle Anderson, he's checked in for Kawhi Leonard. Chicago has gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. Well, you knew that Wade was going to have a different role with the Bulls, but I don't think many saw him acting as a three-point threat.
Wade has never been a good three-point shooter in terms of percentages, but when the game's on the line, you know he can knock it down. He had one of his best years in terms of percentages last season.
The Spurs shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game. Free throw good. Mills. That's also good, so he hits both free throws. Bulls trail by 4. Wade kicks to Levine. Now Wade. He had a 21-point outing in their last game against Indiana. Levine, good.
I love how Wade actively looks to find the open man. Look, he's effortlessly exploiting any holes in the defense.
They have a chance to go 2 for 1 here.
Let's see how they play the clock.
For 3, Levine. Again, Levine missing.
A frustrating start to this quarter.
Here's Anderson. Rebound by the Bulls. Defeated by the Pacers in their last game. They'll try to put that one behind them.
And their defense practically non-existent in that one. Just gave up far too many easy shots.
Well, their opponents ran some pretty good sets, too. I mean, let's be honest, creating some nice open looks.
Shots good by Laverne. Guys, no one team gaining control early on.
Yeah, and you look at the lead changes. 6 already.
Wade on the wing. Fires the 3. And play stops as it looks like they call an over the back here.
And trying to be the first one to get his hands on the miss. Instead, he's called for over the back.
And there's nothing malicious about that play. Just isn't in a good spot and can't recover.
And the first one at the line is good. So both teams making some changes here. And so Ginobili nails both of them.
And as great of a free throw shooter as he is, it's still a part of his game. He works very hard at it.
The wide open look here for Holiday. Tries again. 1 quarter in the books, and it's been a close one so far. Spurs out in front. They're up by 3. Stay with us as we get set to bring you the second quarter right after this. Off we go, a close game. Spurs leading by 3. On the court right now, second quarter for the Bulls. They've got Portis. He's out there with Dwayne Wade, and it's Levine in at the point guard position. Now here's Ginobili. The pass to Murray. Bertans kicks to Laverne. Count it. Laverne's got the first points up on the board here in the second quarter for San Antonio. Chris, you certainly played with some colorful characters during your career. Which players do you think are the biggest personalities now in the NBA?
Wow, I mean, when you think about the biggest personalities now, I mean, I think about a guy like Westbrook who's so soft-spoken, but his game is so loud that, you know, you have to take notice. Draymond Green, I think he's always been a guy that has never shied away from a microphone or the limelight. He's another guy that comes to mind. And so, and I think you know, you always have to look at LeBron just because he garners so much attention, just because what he does is always going to be headline news, that he has fun with it. And so those three guys come to mind when I think about the biggest personalities in the league.
Here's Wade after the made shot from Manu Ginobili. Doubled by Murray, and that's a foul called on Davis Bertans. That's his first foul. And some changes here for the Spurs. Pau Gasol is checked in for Laverne. Aldridge comes in for Kyle Anderson. And Tony Parker is subbed in for Manu Ginobili. Then for the Bulls, Robin Lopez is checked in for Bobby Portis. Mirotic comes in for Dwayne Wade. And it's Jaren Grant in for Zach LaVine. Aldridge, good.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Bulls trail by 6. Outside Holiday. And DeJounte Murray gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul. And stolen by Aldridge. In transition, here comes San Antonio. And Parker gets it to go. The assist by Aldridge. And now an 8-point Spurs lead.
It really turned it around here in the second quarter after shooting less than 40% from the field in the first.
Mirotic has a wide open look. And the Bulls another 3.
And I like the fact that he really was unfazed by that scoreless first quarter. And now you can see him getting into a rhythm.
Parker against Grant. Here's Mirotic, and the Bulls another 3.
Defensively, they just look out of sync, not closing out on the threes in time.
Well, and Robin Lopez, the big piece that came to the Bulls in the Derrick Rose trade. He's always been a solid center, plays solid defense on the block, and isn't lost when it's stretched out. He does a good job protecting the rim as well.
And with Robin Lopez, a very imposing player on the court, but he's also one of the more colorful characters, Chris, in the league. A very, very funny guy.
Well, I don't know what happened with him and mascots as a kid, but he's been taking his revenge out on them his whole career. He brings a great vibe to the locker room that helps with that team chemistry.
Kawhi Leonard, he's checked in for San Antonio. Green comes in for Murray.
And Gasol is a guy who can do a multitude of things well. I mean, he scores it, rebounds it, passes it, just an all-around talent.
Now here is Holiday. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change.
And guys, right now, the defense mentally not there. Can't afford too many of those in a close game like this.
Yeah, Jay, you're right. Almost a free run for him there.
Well, yeah, and you have to give him credit, too. Makes the right read go straight to the rim.
Here's Aldridge. His last outing, he had 8 points. Gasol kicks to Green. 5 on the clock. Here's Aldridge. Good, and it's Green picking up the assist. Aldridge has got 4 points now in the quarter.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
It's stolen by Green. Drops in the breakaway layup. And the Spurs lead by 7.
A much better quarter for them shooting the ball.
And that replay presented by Under Armour, showing us the fantastic steal that led to that fast break finish. Another unleash chaos moment. Now, here's Grant. He's coming off a 13-point game against Indiana.
Yeah, but it wasn't all about himself. He also did a great job at creating for his teammates. So many assists tonight.
Mirotic's shot is off. San Antonio leading by 7. Aldridge inside. No good. He has missed 3 of his 5 attempts this game. Holiday dishes to Grant. 1:06 left in the first half. A 3. The shot by Holiday, no good. The drive by Green. The shot misses. Holiday with the defensive effort. And Mirotic kicks to Grant. A step-back shot here. And again, no good by Chicago.
He gets the shot he was looking for, and he just can't bury it.
But they recover it. Parker kicks to Gasol. Spurs working the ball around now. Shot clock at 6. Goes back up. Tried to bank it in, but he misses.
Not quite airtight defense right there, but his release was a little bit off on the jump.
And the foul called on Kawhi Leonard. That's foul number 2 for him. Here's Markkanen. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. Grant against Parker. Grant the pass to Levine. Good on the three-point shot.
Oh, simple screen, but there was a defensive mix-up that left the man wide open.
Here's Parker. Got it off in time, but it's no good. And a pretty tightly contested game here as we end the... Thank you, David, and we'll be back after halftime as the third quarter gets underway.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, everybody. It's the halftime show on 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson here with a pretty close game for the Spurs throughout the first quarter. They did jump out to a lead in the opening period, but 4 points was the biggest it got. If you look at the second quarter scoring, they had a small edge. They really hung tough as we got close. That'll do it for now.
A time-lapse view of the Friendship Torch and all the activity around it. Spurs leading by 4. The defensive tandem of Green and Leonard outside. Aldridge is at the 4 with Gasol at the 5. And it's Parker in at the 1 spot. That's the San Antonio 5.
And it doesn't take a whole lot of effort for Gasol to dunk it home. At 7 feet tall, he uses his height to power home those jams.
And so here is Chicago following the bucket by the Spurs. Grant, that's good.
And that's back-to-back threes. The D just seems to be slacking off a little bit.
Leonard dishes to Aldridge. Back to Leonard. Pass to Gasol. And it's sent back by Lopez.
Well, Lopez is out there to set the tone defensively. I mean, he's a wildly strong defender who sends shots back with authority.
Bulls trail by 3. Robin Lopez, a solid big man who can clean up the glass and great get you some points on the other end.
And Robin Lopez might not have great range now, but, you know, that could change. He says he's working on a three-point shot, and his logic is that since his twin brother Brook can make threes, it can't be that hard.
Count it.
Oh, well, Lopez is terrific on the offensive glass. I love seeing him use his long arms to haul in the boards.
Parker kicks to Gasol. On the wing, Green. Inside, here's Aldridge, and Aldridge slams it in.
Oh, an aggressive move and fantastic finish.
Trying to send a message with that slam, I think. Chicago's gotten a positive outcome on 7 of their 14 three-pointers in this game. Not bad at all. Mirotic, the screen. Levine with it. Now Green defending, and the foul called on Danny Green. That'll be his second foul of the game. So San Antonio goes with a fresh 5 on the floor. And Chicago also making a switch. Felicia's checked in. Mirotic. And the Bulls with another miss. San Antonio leading by 3. Laverne passes to Mills. Ginobili outside. Now here's Mills. He's guarded closely. And it's Anderson that time on the assist by Mills. Anderson's got his first basket of the night.
And that bucket adds to what has been a big difference in points in the paint between the two teams.
And Patrick Mills gets that whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game. Portis, he's checked in for Jaren Grant. Wade left side. Portis kicks to Levine. Lock at 6. And Mirotic has it in the corner. Off target from three-point range.
And the shots just continue to say no in terms of falling.
And the basket by Ginobili. And Chris, you were the #1 overall draft pick back in 1993. We've seen a lot of greats taken with that pick, but it also seems that those #1 picks who aren't as successful face a lot of pressure, a lot of criticism. There's a lot on your plate to handle. Can you talk about that for us?
Yeah, there's a lot of pressure for some players being the #1 pick. But I've always laughed and I've thought about, players that maybe people say maybe they were a bust, maybe this player wasn't good. Well, I think you should go back and look at the GM that picked him. I mean, the GM is the guy that assesses talent, So when there were a few players that were picked number one, and many players said, "What are you doing? We've played against him. We would never pick him number one." So before that, I think the NBA is about opportunity and situation. Look at a guy like Chauncey Billups. He went to Boston. He didn't do well at Boston. They called him a malcontent, said he couldn't play, and then he ended up being one of the best leaders that the game had. And so this game is all about situation and opportunity. Can you find the right fit? That's why if you're a player, you can't let frustration get to you. You have to continue to work hard, continue to prove your game, because when you play, you're auditioning for the other teams in the league as well. They're saying, wait a minute, we see his unique talent, skills, and we see his unique skill set, and we could use him. And so many times you just have to wait for the right position, the right situation.
Now here's Levine. Portis, plenty of room to knock down the shot.
Nice understanding of where to go with the pass there.
Spurs have gone 5 of 7 from the field in the third quarter. Let's see if they can keep it up. Mills can't hit.
That was as easy as it gets. He needs to complete those looks.
Here's Wade. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. Chris, for years it seems that we've been waiting on that one season where Wade falls off and isn't an all-star level player anymore. But every year he comes in and is as impactful as ever.
Oh, that's what's incredible about Wade. He's done it for so long. In my opinion, one of the greatest two-guard scorers ever to play. He's changed his method of scoring. We all have to as you get older, but he still gets buckets.
Chicago has gone 3 of 7 from three-point range here in quarter number 3. Now here's Levine, covered by Mills. Off the screen. And it's in after a nice bounce off the right side. Levine's got the game tied up here for the Bulls. Here's Aldridge. Shot goes down. Very quick possession right there. Aldridge has got 4 points in the quarter.
His mid-range game is what sets Aldridge apart from the other bigs in our league. He's about as accurate a shooter as you'll find among players with his size.
Now here's Levine. 11 points in the game.
And this is where you milk the clock.
You're exactly right. No reason to give your opponent another crack at this. It's all you.
Aldridge drives in. Missed inside.
Thought he was going to be able to take advantage of the D there. He had the space.
And we've reached the end of the third quarter. Just a terrific game so far. Spurs out in front, up 2. And we're just moments away from the start of the fourth quarter. Stay with us. A chance now to hear Greg Popovich talking to his team just moments ago.
Down the stretch now. No foul.
And we're set to start the action up here in the fourth quarter. And if it's anything like the first 3, we should be in for a treat. Chicago trailing here. Our fourth quarter action underway, presented by Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups. So the Bulls 5 right now. Portis and Markkanen are at the 3 and the 4. Grant is out there with Zach LaVine. And it's Lopez in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Back to Grant. Shot clock at 5. Shoots from the elbow. Nice jump shot. Good. Grant's got the fourth quarter started here with a bucket for the Bulls. Aldridge with it. He's picked up by Lopez. Gay kicks to Murray. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. And LaMarcus Aldridge again. And the Spurs lead by 2.
And how about the grit and determination in the post? I mean, essential qualities to have late in a close game.
And DeJounte Murray gets the whistle that time. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. Pau Gasol, he's checked in for San Antonio. Green comes in for Murray. Now here's LaVine. Baseline try, misses off the right iron. 60 seconds off the clock here in the fourth. Here's Leonard. It's all in by the Bulls. Portis has got his 3rd rebound tonight. Markkanen in the corner to take the lead. That's good, and it's LaVine with the assist. LaVine's got his 3rd assist on the night. Gets the bucket and the foul. It's on Zach LaVine.
And I need to see some more assertiveness out of these defenders.
Mirotic is checked in for the Bulls. And one of the pieces of the Jimmy Butler trade this offseason, Zach LaVine finds himself as a prime building block for a rebuilding team. The Bulls see him as a star of the future.
And rightfully so, even given the fact that he's recovering from the ACL surgery. LaVine is young and can grow his game with the team. Hard to get fair value for a player of Butler's ability, but LaVine is a great place to start.
Now, here is Mirotic after the miss from Pau Gasol. Mirotic gets the bucket. And now a three-point Bulls lead.
Well, Mirotic decides to go strong to the hole, taking long strides to the basket. He's so hard to cover.
Right wing, outside Leonard. On the wing, Green. Gay dishes to Gasol. Then Gasol with the dunk.
And so far, this has got that feel of a game that could be back and forth all the way.
Yeah, at some point, though, you might expect one team to go on a run, but this could come down to the wire.
LaVine can't hit.
Well, you know, they're in the lead, but he's still been frustrated from an offensive standpoint.
Leonard. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot two. The free throw good from Kawhi Leonard. Bulls making a switch here. Wade's checked in. Leonard hits them both. For Chicago, they've gotten 4 of their 6 shots to fall so far here in the fourth. A pretty nice efficiency there. Grant kicks to Wade. Here's Mirotic. Second shot opportunity, and Gasol sends it back.
And really, Gasol does an incredible job getting his hands up in the air, which results in a ton of rejection.
Now here's Gasol. Second shot opportunity, and that's 2 points on the layup. And that's 13 points for Kawhi Leonard.
Well, look at that. That's just a great all-around play. Getting into position for the offensive rebound, finishing strong on the putback.
Got that bucket in no time at all. Mirotic has got it all tied up now for the Bulls. And San Antonio shooting 57% in this fourth quarter. Gasol's shot is good.
And Gasol is someone you turn to in these situations. Need a big basket, he's ready to go.
Grant kicks to Wade. The dish to Lopez. The basket good off the assist from Wade. Wade's got 3 assists now in this one.
Lopez isn't going to shy away during big possessions. If he has a good look at the rim, he's ready to shoot.
And finished off by Leonard.
Oh, just solid on the one-handed slam.
And guys, when it's a tight ball game like this, he's the guy they want with the ball. And now let's present our Jordan Player of the Game, LaMarcus Aldridge.
And the D tried to get physical with him down low tonight, and it really backfired. Instead, he's just tore them up. He was aggressive, inviting the contact, and really just taking it straight to him.
Marcus Aldridge is checked in for San Antonio. Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Hey guys, well, Fred Hoiberg was talking to his team during the timeout. He told them this game wasn't over yet. He said, don't give up. If you make a few big plays, we're right back in this game. Stay the course. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, thank you, David. Here's Grant after the basket by San Antonio. And the foul called on Danny Green. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. There's 1:17 left to play here in the fourth. LaVine kicks to Grant. Bulls moving the ball around. Wade gets the bucket.
Wade has made many big shots over his career. When his team needs a bucket, he steps to the plate.
Pass to Alden. And stolen by Mirotic. And here we go. Fast break. LaVine's got it. Nails it. And tie game. That is a huge basket right there.
And this atmosphere is bananas.
Guys separate themselves by how they perform in clutch situations. Give this man his props.
And that's why Gasol's teammates trust him. His ability to hit these shots time and time again is what makes him such a special player.
That's why his teammates trust him so much at the line.
Now here's Levine. Grant with a screen on Green. Levine passes to Grant. And Mirotic has it in the corner. No good on the three.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the three. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
Now here's Parker. Pulls it up. Sinks it.
I tell you what, it's almost like stealing to watch how he plays the game from this seat.
Time called here. The Bulls decide to talk it over. They're down by 5. 26 seconds left in the game. .26 seconds left in the fourth quarter.
Look at the big fella working on that possession. He knows how to fend guys off and get those rebounds. And what about the way Gasol sees the floor? So gifted at whipping the ball all over to the open man.
Levine kicks to Mirotic. And he can't stop the run as he misses. Right side Green. It's stolen by Wade. Misses there. And so it's the Spurs with the win. It was up for grabs right until the final seconds.
Yeah, and for me, Kevin, what stood out is just the overall trust this group has in one another when it matters most. Doing what had to be done.
David, thank you as always. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast.
Uptown to the Bronx and boogie down, get strong on the island, recoup and lay around. Time to build my juice back up, pop stack up, suckers get smacked up, don't doubt the clout, you know what I'm about. Knocking the door, knocking it out, shaking them up, waking them up, breaking them up, breaking them up, standing on shaky ground too close.